I take exception to people just categorizing others with emotional language, saying that, oh, these people are evil. I don't like what they're doing. Oh, you're being very satanic in what you're doing right now. Just going ahead and trying to apply emotional standards to real life situations. Okay, just deal with the world the way that it is instead of the way that you think it should be, or the way that your emotions are making you feel. But there's an appropriate place and time to use the moniker of evil. And in this situation, okay, when you see it manifest like this in the courtroom where you have two kids who blatantly and recorded the act that they did, these are the two individuals that decided to run over a man first thing in the morning, just out on a bike ride. They decided to select him specifically, run him over, and kill him. And they have the audacity to just laugh and, well, flip off the victim's family in the courtroom. Evil does exist, and it's right there in that box. Like, it's cut and dry, man. Their life is hanging in the balance, and they're, covering up their face, laughing back and forth in the courtroom while they're all shackled up, and then also, bringing their other hand to their face in order to, flip off a family that's right there. There's no rehabilitating people like that. You're going to go ahead and be that brazen in public after you've been spending how long in big boy lockup? I've seen the sentiment out there on multiple different social media networks from a bunch of different people. I know Nevada does have the death penalty, but do they have public executions? I'm just wondering, man, because there's only one way to deal with this, because there's no rehabilitating these two heathens, two actually evil individuals. But can you use them as an example, as somewhat of a deterrent? Can we somehow make their lives worthwhile? Teens accused of killing a retired police chief flip off the victim's family in court. Oy, oy, oy. Two Las Vegas teens accused of fatally running over a retired police chief laughed at each other, smiled, and seemingly flipped off the victim's family during a court hearing earlier this week. Jesus Ayala, 18, and Jzamir Keys, whatever, man, ass and hole, were back in court on Tuesday, more than 2 months after they allegedly recorded themselves intentionally plowing into Andreas Probst, 64-year-old retired police chief, who was out on a morning bike ride. Teens' antics began when they sat down in hearing in Clark County Court, covering the right side of their faces to hide themselves from the cameras before appearing to cover their mouths and suppress laughter. You can kind of see it in the sidebar right there, but I'm sure they probably have zoom-ins, like right down here. So, this is what they were doing in the courtroom, okay? Flipping off, as you can see right there, okay? Putting their hand in front of their face just so they can laugh back and forth. You can watch the video for itself, and it's absolutely ridiculous. They know what they're in there for. They knew exactly what they did. The evidence is on recording. The only thing that has to be done is for the judge to just hand down the sentence. And, well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of rehabilitation we're dealing with right here. If they can be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved is what they're putting forth right now. Teens were both minors when Probst was killed. They were charged with murder and being tried as adults. Probst's family slammed the teens' appalling actions, saying they really had no remorse. So this will play out in sentencing. It's not really used. I don't know if you can use it for the trial itself when it officially starts, because that's obviously just a preliminary hearing in some form or fashion, probably to set the date for the trial. But those actions can be taken under consideration ultimately when the sentencing does come down. How can you sit there after taking a man's life and act like such an entitled prick? Taylor Probst, Andreas's 27-year-old daughter, told reporters outside the courthouse they really had no remorse. This is just a game to them. Aya's public defender, David Westbrook, also appeared to be laughing alongside the teen in the courtroom on Tuesday. He can be sanctioned for that, by the way, so we'll see. Westbrook expressed his frustration with the release of the body cam footage, saying that he should be able to see it before the media, which obtained the video through public records request. Well, you could have done the exact same thing there. Public defender also said he is concerned about finding fair jurors in the case because of the viral media attention, which angered Probst's widow. No, that's fair. It's just, the evidence is pretty damning, so he's trying everything. We just don't know if we can find impartial jurors because, they're just such assholes because they've seen kind of of the star evidence that they're going to present in their case. It's going to be real tough for anybody to not see that and be, weighed against my client. It's just going to be real tough. Basically what he's saying right there. So according to Probst's widow, it was your people who put it in the media first. Your clients are the ones who put it on social media. Exactly, Crystal Probst said, referring to the in-car view of the horrific August killing. They were just trying to mad dog us, intimidate us, which didn't work. Yeah, of course, because they're going to be going to jail, probably for life. Just see what the aggregating factors are going to be, or rather aggravating factors are going to be on that. If they can find any, gang affiliations, if that was just some way for them to get sworn in, because I don't know, if you get face tattoos at, 15, 16, 17 years old and think that you're going to be doing anything else with the rest of your life, but that could be a little bit different, I suppose. Ayala and Keys, with their hands cuffed to a belly chain, turned to the gallery and smirked at the Probst family as they left the courtroom. Crystal Probst, wearing her late husband's damaged Apple Watch, remained unfazed by the deadly duo's intimidation tactics. It just makes him look bad, she told the Las Vegas Review-Journal, saying Ayala pointed his middle finger towards her. During the initial arrest on August 14th, Ayala told cops he would be released from jail in a month, under normal circumstances, but it's 2 months now and you're going to trial, so best of luck to you, stupid. And this is Las Vegas, by the way. They take this shit super fucking seriously. They don't deal with any of this fucking hood shit. If this was Oakland, okay, if this was Baltimore, New York, Los Angeles, if it was any of those gone blue places, you'd be done and dusted. But this right here is Las Vegas, and they've got a 90% conviction rate when it comes to murders. And guess what, buddy? You ain't fucking beating those odds. I think this juvenile sumbitch is gonna do some shit. I'll be out in, 30 days. I'll bet you. I'm just filling in what it has for expletives. I told officers after he was arrested in September and a body cam footage released Monday. 18-year-old asked the officer whether the crash was really that serious. Yeah, I seen the footage. I don't think I can play it if this video is going to be up on YouTube, but it's pretty gross. They point him out. They accelerate towards him. He goes off one side of the vehicle, hits his head on the curb, and it's a fucking wrap. It's gross. It's a heinous, deliberate act, which both of them consented to. Nobody seemed remorseful about it. And that's just, crystallized by their antics inside the courtroom. Is it really that serious? Like, for real, over supposedly me crashing a car? Ayala asked an officer transporting him following his arrest. What a fucking bag of shit. I think I'm gonna come out on the news, Ayala later asked the officer. These fucking kids, all about clout. I'm pretty sure I talked about this at the time. The lengths to which these wannabe fucking gangbangers just want to get likes, views, and shares on TikTok is fucking absurd. It won't be for anything good. It won't make your mama proud, the officer responded. And is like, my mom's kind of a crackhead anyways. Ayala's mother has made headlines herself, saying she didn't understand why her son did what he did. Because you were a shitty mother, long story short. I don't know why he did this, Ayala said. I don't know if God can forgive this. Yo, even if your mom's is like, fucking, he belongs to the system now. What a bag of shit, man. You did a terrible job. And, well, he's a functioning individual in and of himself, but sucks to suck. Taylor Probst blames Ayala and Keys' families as the main people who failed the teens. I would agree, but then at the same time, even though they're not adults, they're both responsible for their actions. That's one of those times where you can look at it and go, yep. They decided to commit that act knowing that it would likely lead to certain repercussions, but then I guess also thinking that I'm going to be back out on the streets in 30 days, nobody could keep me down, also lets them know that they have a certain amount of arrogance attached to what they're doing. So, yeah, there's a lot of people who failed these kids, most importantly, themselves. A multitude of different people failed, but I ultimately think the parents on all ends. Oh yeah, parents, you're giving way too much credit to that familial structure. They're the ones that failed. Yep. No strong father figures in either of their lives. I'll guarantee that. No masculine presence there at all as to why they ended up having to resort to unspeakable acts of random violence in order to gain favor with whatever group or crew they were trying to join. I would imagine that's probably what we're going to find out during the trial when it eventually does take place. Some people can be redeemed. Some people can be saved. Others laugh, joke, flip off the deceased's family members because they think that they're above the law. The only way that they get rehabilitated is by made an example out of. That's my opinion on it. We'll have to see when the charges officially get filed, when trial does go underway. I will be following up on this because, yeah, man, it's pretty disturbing. It's pretty disturbing, to say the least. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.